Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire.
Talk about just look up, your hashtag just look up,
Right.
because you were just talking
Right.
about doing things from different angles, and you
Right.
have kind of a whole hashtag and movement about that. Talk about that.
I do. So if you search my hashtag, just look up, and on Twitter, you'll find my handle, Spin It Social, and then you'll see a thread that goes back like 3 years showing you exactly what I'm talking about just looking up. One day I was out walking around. I remember it distinctly because it's that moment where it grabbed me. And I was by Madison Square Garden, and I found a building that I wanted to photograph, but I couldn't get the right angle because there was construction in the way or other things. So I got down real low. I held my photo up to the my phone up to the sky, parallel to the building in the sky, and it just showed me this crazy angle. So I started doing that in many different ways, and you'll see on my thread dozens of examples that will show you what I mean by just looking up. And that's a great way to get started. It'll really inspire you, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to look. I didn't even know about this, so I can't wait to look this up. See,
Sure.
you're so multifaceted.
Another
And
one,
go ahead.
another one, by the way, is pics without context. So if you
Okay.
look for something called pics without context, that one I'm going to spell out.
Yeah.
P-I-X without context. So P-I-X without context, hashtag. Find that. And I have another long thread about 3 years going with that, where you'll find all types of photos, very creative photos that really are just ultra creative. And I think they'll inspire you as well.
And that's a good point, because I think sometimes we're afraid of things not being right. But what is right when it comes to that? So go ahead and experiment, use different angles,
Yes.
Play with your settings and see what comes out. You might find something nice. So great advice. So finally, what I want to talk about is you are new to the live stream video game, and we welcome you with open arms, sir. Thank you for joining the community. You have a show called the Spin It Social Hour, where you actually interview all these fantastic photographers, and you are a great interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I don't say
watch
what's not
you.
true.
I learn a lot from you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that my time in this space is useful for somebody. But so tell us a little bit about how you got started with this, why you decided to go into live streaming, and how you go about booking guests, because I think these are some of the concerns people have with live streaming. So how did you do it?
Well, when the pandemic hit, I decided that I was going to, so my brand is Spin It Social. I've worked with AARP. I've worked with the Jackson Charitable Foundation. I've worked with Junior Achievement, doing the lectures and stuff. I've lectured at Princeton, Columbia University, NYU, the Public Relations Society of America, all these things. And like I said, I teach at FIT. So one of the things that I decided to do when the pandemic hit was I wanted to get into live streaming. So in order to up my game and be better, as you say, is I wanted to, and be a better live streamer, I decided that I was going to get into it and grab the bull by the horns once again and go full throttle. I always wanted to get into broadcasting, but live streaming was where it's at. And I saw people doing this, and I said, you know what? Between the Digi Mentors group, who I do a lot of work with, Sri Srinivasan, a dear colleague of mine, and other things, I said, I'm going to grab the bull by the horns, and I'm going to work with them and do stuff, but I'm also going to do my own thing, and I'm going to learn how to produce my own shows. So the Spin It Social Hour is really a labor of love born out of care and concern for my photo community, our photo community, because as we know, when this pandemic hit, it became also an economic crisis, not just a health crisis. So I felt really bad that everybody was just getting taken down by this. So I had this huge network from years of being a photo editor at the New York Times for over 15 years. I was a supervising photo editor, and having been a freelance photojournalist with his photos on Law and Order, on the SVU unit and things, I decided that I was going to put everything together in my power, my networking skills, my communication skills, my photography skills, my social media skills, because number one is I'm a social media and visual strategist. The photography gets woven in. Now I bring in the live streaming thing, learning from everybody. And I quickly excelled because I realized I love to do this. So purpose and passion, as they say, purpose and passion will get you everywhere. So I started thinking about, how am I going to put this show together? I had to make it a show that was really unique, really special. So it's going to be called the Spin It Social Hour. It's going to be interviews with photographers around the world once a week, about an hour to an hour and a half. And it's going to let them tell their story. Let them tell them about their journey. It's going to introduce you to them in a very unique way. It's going to be a great interview. And it's also going to go through all their photography and other things. And it's also going to be very special. I do something really unique, which is I surprise my guests with guests. So I'll do a lot of research on who they are really tight with, who they're really passionate about, who they've maybe even photographed that really thinks highly of them. Yet that takes a lot of research, but I don't bring anybody on that's going to embarrass anybody. It's going to be somebody really good. And I've done really great surprises for people. Some people know about it and are usually, okay, who's he going to surprise me with? Others don't know. And then it's a real great boom in your face moment. But it's always been somebody they've adored or adores them. So that's important. Format. I've learned how to do a run of show. Very important to control your show. And I also learned how to introduce my show really well by creating a new intro for it. So I've done 36 shows. In the past 4, I've introduced a new intro with a slideshow, auto slideshow. That's slamming with great music, and it's really visual and really fast, but really unique and really, really, it grabs you. And I've been told that. So I'm really excited about it. Come visit the Spin It Social Hour on Saturdays right now at 10 a.m. But next week, I'm off this week, and next week I'm on the day after Christmas with a great show about the blues. In the belly of the blues, Terry Abramson, who's a great photographer and writer, did a book called In the Belly of the Blues right here. And In the Belly of the Blues, Chicago to Boston to LA, 1969 to 1983, a memoir. He has worked with Muddy Waters, okay? He won a Grammy writing with Muddy Waters. So do I need to say anything else? Not really. About Terry. Come visit us on December 26th at 10 a.m. at Spin It Social, Steffen Spin It Social on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. And find it, and you're going to love it, you know?
And his show is amazing. It's really great. I'm there most Saturdays whenever I can be there, just because there's such great energy there and such great guests, and you do a wonderful job. I mean, nobody would know that you just started this not too long ago.
Yeah, it's been it's been 10 months now, you know?
Yeah,
almost.
exactly. So it's been almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year. So you've got some experience under your belt. So thank you.
It's a great thing to be able to do, because I thought social media was the way of building community. It is, but man, you bring in the live streaming game. And
it's a whole different level.
The live streaming game is amazing. It's phenomenal. So, it's really, really cool. And it's a great way to build instant community.
Exactly.
So, you can find me on Spin It Social on Twitter. And you can find me Spin It Social on Instagram. On YouTube, it's Spin It Social Hour. And on LinkedIn, please find me at Steffen Kaplan.
Fantastic. And that is Steffen Kaplan, good friend, live streamer, photographer, staying out of his lane because he can master everything. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to have you back.
I love being here. I love your show. I think you're so inspiring. You've got mad energy, and my lighting got a little different, but because the sun went down.
The sun went down. That's all right. Yeah.
I'm not dark, but at least, you know what? I'm not as white as I normally am. So I look good.
Steffen, on that note, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, Tati, take care.
Cheers.
All right, bye, dear. Bye-bye.
Whew, wow. I have to say thank you once again to good friend Steffen Kaplan from the Spin It Social Hour. Also, photographer extraordinaire and social media strategist. You have given us so many gems to actually up our game when it comes to photography on social media. I don't want to see any more janky photos, people. Also, when it comes to what to do in terms of starting a live streaming show, maybe you wanted to do this. Maybe you said, hey, I want to get into the live game. I don't know where to start. Here we go. That's how this one person started at the beginning of the pandemic, and it's not too late. You can start your journey into video and live streaming too. You don't have to wait. So hopefully all of this is helping you to be more with your video game. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Settled in our knowledge and conversations.